So one job that I can be doing is taking out this old bush and giving everything a good clean out in there. The bush looks fairly good condition, but they're so cheap. We can replace them easy enough anyway. So I'm just going to, I think I see the little fold on it there. That goes right down the whole way, right into the axle. So screwdriver in behind that, waggle it out, pull it out with the pliers, clean it out with a wire brush or wire wheel on the Dremel. And we'll get all that polished up in there, ready for new bushing, and then we can grease it then later on. So that's what I'll do now. I may as well show you me taking this out. I usually just have a selection of screwdrivers. Start with a narrow one. Simple as that. Then we give that a good clean out with the Dremel, and we can tap in the new one. I have the Dremel here, so let's give that a quick clean out. So there'll be a good bit of dirt in there, so I'm just going to get the workshop vacuum hoover there and just suck all that out. Yeah, that feels good. Lovely. Here's the brake rod, and there's the new bushing. So we'll offer him up to the back axle and see how he fits. Let's see how this looks now. I'm trying to make out whether it's going to need to be tapped in or will it push in. I feel it's a little bit too tight for tapping it and might damage. I'm just going to polish in there with a bit of sandpaper, the sandpaper head on that Dremel, and make sure that it goes in easy, because you usually only get one go of putting these in, and they can't really go anywhere once they're held in at all. So I'm going to clean that out a little bit more, I think. So where's my Dremel? I feel it's a little bit catchy here at about 11 o'clock. Give that a quick try. Blow it out with the air gun if it looks like it's going to start going in. I sometimes prefer these just nearly press in by hand. So I don't like tapping them in at all. Yeah. So I'll keep giving that a bit more of a clean, and we'll come back when it's ready for for pushing in. Okay, I'll give this a tiny little tap. See, does it oblige us? Perfect, and I don't like it to go in fully because I prefer it to come up onto the shaft a bit more. So we'll get the shaft and see how that looks now. Lovely. So by the time we put grease in that'll take up all the free play in there. So I'm very happy with that. So I was going to get the air gun and give it a blowout just to make sure there's no more dirt in there. Mind you, the bushing will keep it up, but still, we'll get it all out, and I'll actually go and put grease in it now, so we'll have that much done. Right, dart of air. Okay. Followed by dart of grease. That's loads. So actually I'll give it the last squeeze so the handle goes in. So that's it. That part is ready to go. Excellent. While I am down here, I'm just going to take out the sump plug, some drain, it's a gearbox back end, whatever you want to call it. Drain plug. Probably going to be a little bit of oil in there that's just drain down off the gears. I have a new one of these, or I usually just put new ones on because you just don't know how the treads are. It's not worthwhile taking any chances. So there's not much left room in this oil jug, so I might have to get another one. But anyway, I'm going to go and bring this up to the bench now and compare it to the new one, and then I'm going to have a look for a seal and washer that's going to fit. The treads on this look good, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're very good on the inside, so I always go for a new one just to reduce the chance of this leaking, because this leaking you have to take it out, then you have to go drain an oil and all of that, so I far prefer to err on the side of caution anyway. As I was saying, I just replaced these actually. Slightly different from the new one, but once the treads match up, so let's go and make sure this actually treads in, and if it does, come back and we'll have a look for a seal and washer. It's perfect, lovely. So I prefer to use copper because it'll make a very, very good seal, and I hope that this oil won't have to be drained out again for a while. Now the problem with a lot of these copper washers is they're metric, so you usually end up having to give them a quick file. So I'm going to put that into the vise and give it a little bit of file just to get it over the treads, and I'll get it up there, and that should be good to go. The best way actually of filing it is to use a Dremel, so you're not, you know, forcing and bending and all that. So Dremel will do the trick nice and easy without damaging your washer. It's just a matter now, sometimes it's hard to actually thread these on because the washer's thicker than the threads, so you sometimes need a bit of a helping hand. And the reason why I like to thread them on is the shank there is actually narrower than the threads, obviously, so you don't want to go filing too much off your seal and washer for fear that when it gets in there it drops and it doesn't seal. So you want to just have it snug, and when you're tightening it up, maybe just give it a prod of a pick or something like that just to keep it up till it actually catches it, and that should seal it. So that's ready to go. I'm able to fit that actually now, so I'll get that done. Now. Give it a bit of wipe around it. Feel the copper wash pulling into it there and sealing. So quick wipe, and we'll keep an eye on that. It shouldn't be leaking at all. New serial number plate to be fitted to the dash, and I have an old dash here as a reference. So I'm sort of measuring from the key ignition over to the serial number plate on the old dash, and it's 1 inch out to the right of it. So I'm going to mark 1 inch out on the dash, and we're going to center punch the holes and get that fitted. So I keep a little stock of these. These are a lovely little kind of a stainless steel screw bolt, and they're 3mm, so I get a 3mm drill bit, have my center punch, and have my masking tape. So I'm going to have a go at taping this to the serial plate to the dash, just to try and get it straight and all of that, and then we'll hit it with the center punch driller holes and use them. I've used these on, I think, my Ferguson 20 to hold on starting instructions, and I like them. They don't rust at all. I forget which side it's on. It's on the other side here. I think they're a nice, neat touch, and I have them around my Kaigas as well, and they're on there a good while, and they just don't seem to rust at all. I think it's industrial silver or stainless steel, so that's what I'm going to go with this instead of rivets. It's a bit awkward using rivets, I think, and I don't have any that small. I'm going to put you back in the best seat in the house there, on the tractor seat there, like you were when I was doing the work on the steering column. Right, we'll zero this, turn it to inches, and bring her up to 1 inch. Let's see, roughly there, Doesn't have to be A1 roll. It only takes a second. It only takes a second longer to do it right. And then we'll know, and you'll know it's right, more importantly. Look for I'm just going to mark that with a, this is actually kind of a, not a roller, kind of a ball biro, it's a kind of marker biro. And we should be able to, this isn't flat, so we'll be able to do it by eye, I suppose. And I could even bring over a small spirit level if I want to be really fussy. So that's what it looks like if it's roughly there, if it's level. I don't know, does that look right on the dash? Something roughly like around, we'll say. I can't get it. Let's say roughly. So that doesn't look great to me because, you know, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up more so with, let's say, come over an inch and maybe line up with the bottom there. Take a certain measurement up from each, make sure there's nothing in behind it in the way. There's not, nothing behind up above it either. So I'm going to take a certain measurement. I think that looks better anyway. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Take a certain measurement, roughly about that, and we'll mark it off then. So that's, I think, looks best. Yeah, so I think that looks best. Take 10 mil. Tri-square. Roughly speaking, line up your inch out. Try and keep it still. First of all, I'm going to mark them with the marker. These are great little things, they're a lovely sharp nib on them. Yeah, that does look good, yeah. How does it look from the camera, more importantly? What does YouTube think? You can't really see, that's exactly what I want. I don't want you seeing too much. So yeah, quick mark just in case things move. I think that looks about as good as we're going to get it. So I'll run and get a little hammer. Give them a quick dunt with the centre punch. Lovely. Okay, everything's still lining up. Marker, that's good. That's why we marked them. Lovely. Okay, now we can see where we're going. So I'm just going to give these another dunt or two because I don't want the drill bit to start skiting off to one side of me, scratching the paintwork. Mind you, I will be putting sandpaper, sorry, not sandpaper, I will put mask and tape over the bodywork anyway. As a precaution. There is our holes. So I'll try and just line that up again into the hole. Feel it there. That's it, it's in it. Okay, lovely. Well, I probably should have covered the second one now. Doesn't matter. We'll cover the two of them here now. Same crack here. Find the hole, center punch hole. There we are. Lovely. And the same down here. Sure, there's an easier way to do this, but this is the safest way I want to find it. Lovely. Get another bit of masking tape. That's it there. Lovely. Lovely, so the drill bit should catch them now. And I'm not worried about, obviously, if a scratch, if the drill bit skites off in the middle there because it's going to be covered. But I don't want it skiting off anywhere that you might see around the place. So I'll just put a bit of this around there. If I can't drill holes where they're meant to be, I damage outside that masking tape now and I hang up my clogs all together. Right, let's get the drill and get them drilled out. Okay. Lovely, so it's ready for final grease here. It's ready for the final little bolt. Make sure it goes in. Right, they're all going in there now. So what I'll be able to do now is I'll be able to take all the masking tape off and give everything a little wipe, and I might just put a smidgen of grease, just a tiny bit, just to keep the rust off then. And just put a small little bit on it. It'll help just push it through. We can wipe that off at the end. Just seal the rust, and I think we're ready for a trial fit then. The serial number has to be stamped on this new serial number plate. I'm just going to trial fit this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it into a jeweller's. I'll bring the old one in, the old serial plate in with me, and we'll get it stamped on. It'll look lovely. Some of these old serial number plates can just be a little bit tacky looking. They're aluminium, so they usually end up getting kind of crumbly and crusty looking. So we've got our matching little tiny nuts for behind here. So hopefully I can get my hand up here. I can. Just get a little spin on it. Going to be awkward enough. Of course, the greases are still getting all over my fingers. Anyway, there's one going in there now. That's lovely. I'm not going to peel off the protective peel covering on it there. for now, because I'll be taking it off, bringing it into the jewellers, and it's after that that I will I'll peel it off. These are tiny, tiny, tiny little nuts. I wouldn't say there's a spanner in the world that will fit them. I'm not going to over tighten them on like that, just let them just a little bit snug, just so we can see what it looks like fitted. Another little part in the puzzle. Oh, something like that. Yeah. So I'm happy enough with that. I think it's going to look well when it's stamped. It's in the right place as measured from the original one, and I think those little industrial silver stainless bolts are a lovely touch.